Hi, this is Emily. Welcome to today's 45-minute Hatha practice. Today we'll be working on balance, so if you'd like to practice near a wall or bring a chair nearby as an extra support, that would be a great addition to today's practice. Let's go. Yes. Yes. There you go. Or maybe I won't. That's miserable. I hate it. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes. In 90 seconds. I, on the other hand, today was trying to make a 32-minute video 45 minutes long. Like, how much space can I leave for somebody to breathe in there? Well, since it's just you, do you have requests? Okay. Okay. That's interesting because that, yeah. Mm-hmm. I literally, when I got here, thought, I wish I had brought the tennis balls. It would be a good day to do feet. So, yes, but we'll do them anyway. We just won't have tennis balls. I bet they have them. Every time I've ever walked in there, I can't find anything. I know. I'm not sure what they do have, but yeah. It's never what I'm looking for. It's fine. All right, I'm going to lock us in. Surely it's just us at this point, and then we shall get started. And whatever pose you're in, whenever I get back, is what pose we're going to start in. Yep. Mm-hmm. Shaking in general is a pretty good nervous system reset. Hence, my body does it without me asking. Oh, all right. Well, let's just begin with some easy swings. Just a little movement, shaking out some of that energy, or bouncing if you prefer. And when you're ready, we will come to the top of our mat and really think about spreading your toes wide and planting your weight in all four corners of your feet. Ball behind the big toe and the little toe, both sides of the heel. Roll the shoulders back and let the palms face forward. Perhaps you even let your eyes flutter closed or you soften your gaze. And give a little attention to the way that your body moves and sways, even when you're standing in complete stillness. Noticing the way that your body adjusts and reacts to keep you upright. And with our next inhale, we'll reach our hands out and overhead. Exhale, let's bring them to prayer at heart center. We're going to twist to the left. Feet stay planted. Back to center. And to the right. Back to center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, we'll fold forward. You can put a generous bend in the knee if you like. Let your head hang toward the floor. And notice again how your weight shifts in your feet. Did it roll toward the toes? Can you bring some weight back into all four corners of the feet? On your next inhale, we'll come up halfway. Nice long spine. Legs straighten. And on our exhale, we'll fold again. Just realized we have no music. Dangling here. Put a deep bend in your knees, and we're going to come upright, but leave our knees bent, coming into a chair pose, like we're sitting in a chair. And then straighten the legs, reach all the way up. And exhale, bring our hands back down to our sides. Inhale, we'll reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And let's step our right foot straight back. Heel lifted. Front knee stays bent, and we'll gently rise, coming up toward a standing position. When you feel stable, lift your hands above the head. And perhaps bring them back to prayer. To challenge our balance, we're going to twist gently toward the left. And then back to center. Let's bring both hands down next to that front foot. And we'll drop that back knee, coming into a little lunge. You want something for underneath your knee? Okay. Let's come up, bring our hands up to our front knee. So we're looking for that knee to be over the ankle. If you need to walk it forward, give yourself plenty of space in your lunge, you can. I want you to adjust your stance backward just a little bit so that your torso is over this back leg instead of leaning forward. Tuck your tailbone slightly and Notice any sensations you feel in the front of this right leg. We'll lean back forward just a little bit and notice how the sensations change. And bring the torso back over that back leg. If you feel stable, you can bring your hands up to your heart and maybe even lift them overhead. Then we'll bend forward, bringing both hands to either side of that front foot, and we'll slide that front foot back to meet the right one. Bringing our big toes together, knees as wide apart as you like, and we're going to sit our hips back toward our heels. Pressing all the way back and coming into our child's pose. You can bring your forehead all the way to the mat. Maybe you leave those hands stretched in front of you, or perhaps you let them wrap around your legs and point back towards your feet. Whatever would feel most supportive for you today. Taking a moment here just to check in with our breath. Because we've been taking such slow movements that require a bit of balance, sometimes our body tries to hold its breath. So smoothing out any rough edges in the breath. And when you're ready, we'll come back up to hands and knees. We'll bring that left foot forward, back between our hands again. That's the one we did before, right? Okay, good. Just checking. At this point in the day, I'm never totally sure. And then I'm going to ask you to tuck your back toes under and to juice up that back leg so you can lift back up on those toes. Find a place to fix your gaze a couple of feet in front of you. And then slowly rise when you're ready. You can always bring hands to thigh to support you. Maybe you lift those hands back up. Bring hands to heart center. You're welcome to bring your hands back to your thigh. And we're going to step this back foot forward to meet the front one step or mini. Take a moment to shake it out or step it out if you like. And then we'll come back to our mountain pose, feet about hip width apart. Toes spread wide. Weight in all four corners of our feet. Shoulders roll back and down, and we press into our feet and then feel our body lifting away from the mat as we grow tall. Maybe you settle your gaze or close your eyes even. As you breathe in and really notice how your body feels after that movement on just one side. You're welcome to open your eyes again as we inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Nice long spine, core is tight. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Feet stay planted. We twist to the left. Back through center. Twist to the right. Back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we'll step our left foot straight back, heel lifted, toes planted. And when you feel stable, slowly we'll begin to rise all the way up to standing. Perhaps you reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands back to heart. And we're going to twist toward our right, slowly and gently. Back to center. Release the hands and we'll slowly lean forward, bringing hands back to the mat. When you arrive here, we'll drop that back knee to the mat and uncurl the toes. Pause here just a moment. And then perhaps bring your hands up to that front knee. We'll lean back, bringing our torso over that back leg. Maybe you tuck the tailbone just a little, feel any sensation in the front of this left leg. And then leaning forward. Inhaling back up. Exhale, bending forward. We'll bring both hands back down to the mat. Tuck those left toes under and juice up that back leg so you can come back up into your runner's lunge. When you feel stable, take your gaze a few feet in front of you. We'll slowly rise. Maybe the hands come back overhead. And bring hands to heart center. We're going to shift our weight toward that front foot and step our left foot up to meet our right. Step it out or shake it out if you like. Let's come back to our mountain. Toes spread wide. Weight distributed through all four corners of our feet. Shoulders roll back and down. Just take a moment and notice how you feel. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, we'll bring our hands to heart center and squat back down into our chair. The full breath here. And then we'll tip forward into our forward fold. Maybe you hang here. You're welcome to take an elbow in each hand and just hang in ragdoll. Let that low back feel long as your spine lengthens, head dangles toward the mat. We'll release our hands and inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold one more time. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up. And exhale, release. This time we're going to step our right foot back, but rather than keeping our heel up, we're going to plant that heel, bending that front knee. Back leg is straight. We're coming into our warrior two pose here. Mm-hmm. Now let's bring this front forearm down to our left thigh and let our right fingertips float up toward the sky. Maybe you bring your bicep towards your ear. Yeah, rotate your hand around. There you go. And we're going to engage our core and use it to draw us back upright. Release your hands. Leg hasn't moved. Let's turn those left toes so that we're facing the long edge of our mat. And turn our toes toward the corner so heels are in and toes pointed out. We're going to inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold forward halfway, really asking our core to turn on and keep a bend in those knees. Don't want to lock them out. Exhale, you can drop all the way down if you like. Inhale, let's come back up halfway. Turn on that core. Hands can be at your waist or a little more challenging, arms overhead. And we'll come all the way back up. And let's turn our right foot toes toward the back edge of our mat. And then rotate that left foot so that its left arch lines up with right heel. There you go. Front knees bent, back leg straight. We're open toward the side here in this pose. If you want, you can add those arms. And we'll bring that right forearm to our right thigh. Left hand can float up toward the sky. And if you want to reach it overhead, bringing bicep next to ear, you can. We're going to turn on our abs and use them to draw us back upright. And then turn all our toes toward the long edge of our mat. Just heel toe your feet back together into a comfortable stance. Wiggle it out or shake it out. One more balance pose, and then we'll head down to the mat. So we're gonna take all of our weight and step it into our right foot. So maybe you want to actually step into your right foot. And then lift that left one up. Hands wherever they feel the most stable to you. I sometimes like mine here because I can press into my hands and it makes me want to zip my entire body toward the midline. It makes me feel really nice and secure. And then we're going to take this knee and turn it out toward the left side. And bring it back to center. I'm going to leave it bent, but we're going to drop it back behind us. And bring it back up front one more time. And then release it down to the mat. You have not fallen over once. All right, let's do the other side when you are ready. So this time we'll step all our weight into our left foot. Lift that right knee up in front. And think about zipping up your core as if you're hugging your entire body to your midline. And then gently take that right knee out to the side. And back to the center. Leave the knee bent, but let it drop back behind us. And then bring it back up to the front. And release. Beautiful job. Let's take one big inhale up. And exhale, fold, let everything go. Come up halfway one time. Exhale, fold. And we'll step that right foot back just so we can drop our knee down and come to both knees and then come to a seat. Let's take this right leg out long. Options for the left. We want the sole of the left foot to be on the mat. So maybe that means it's here. Maybe it crosses over. We sit up nice and tall. Inhale, we reach our hands upright without losing any of that length in our spine. And on our exhale, we're going to twist toward the left. That front hand can wrap around that bent knee. Maybe that left hand comes behind you to provide some extra support. One more breath here. And then we'll gently unwind, come back to center. We're going to leave this leg exactly where it is, but we're going to lean our hands back and bend that bottom knee like you're sitting cross-legged on the back porch here. So choices here, you decide how intense this stretch is. The lower the leg is, the less intense. The more upright you are, the more intense. So you kind of decide here. While you stay, perhaps you let your breath follow any place where you feel sensation in your legs. Whether that's the sensation of contact between foot and mat, or thigh and calf, or its muscle sensation. And before we release, let's give this ankle a good rotate. And the opposite direction. We'll go ahead and slide that right leg long, but we're still going to leave this foot crossed over because we're going to give a little massage to the bottom of our feet. Sometimes balance is challenging because the muscles in our feet get tight and they curl up. Make sure to give some attention to the arch and the balls of the feet, base of the toes. Maybe even work your fingers between your toes. Even if it's just one finger at a time. And then point and flex those toes. And when you feel ready, you can release that left foot back down. And we'll rotate this. We'll bring this right knee in either on the right side or the left side of that left leg, sitting up nice and tall. Without losing any of that length in our spine, we're going to reach our hands upright on our inhale, and exhale, twist toward the right. Maybe our hand hugs around that right knee. Nice deep breaths. And we'll unwind and cross that right leg across our left thigh. Lean back a little on those hands if you like, and then bend that left knee. Finding the level of sensation you want today for this leg. Maybe as you're here, check in to see if you're holding tension in places that it's just not necessary, like in your shoulders or your jaw or across your forehead. And then before we move out of this position, let's give that ankle a little rotation. And the opposite direction. And then we'll straighten the left leg, but leave that foot crossed so we can give a little massage to this right foot. scripture that keeps coming to mind is Psalm 1 about the tree deeply planted, rooted next to the waters, that bears fruit in season. I think about the necessity of being rooted when we balance. It's not that we don't sway or move with the wind, we do, but we still stand. Maybe you work your fingers between those toes. And point and flex the toes. When you're ready, we'll release that foot down. We'll begin to make our way all the way down into reclining position on our mat. Pausing here. Take our arms out to a T and hug both knees into our chest. We'll let both knees tip over to the right side, coming into a twist. You can bring those knees all the way down to the floor. And if that left shoulder wants to pop up off the mat, then you're welcome to just bring that left hand up to your left hip. Nice deep breath here. Let's bring the left knee back up to center and let the right one follow. Readjust if you need. Hug those knees in and then let them both tip over to the left side. Taking slow, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, bringing that right knee back up to center, followed by the left. And let's take a great big morning stretch, arms reaching to one end of the room, feet to the opposite end of the room. And take any final movements you need to feel that your practice is complete. You've got time. Is there anything that you could do to bring yourself 5% more comfort? And can you relax your toes and the balls of your feet? Relax your ankles and your calves. Relax behind the knees and the thighs. Relax the glutes and the low back. Relax the entire torso. Relax the left palm and all the fingers on the left hand, the entire left arm. Relax the right palm, all the fingers on the right hand, and the entire right arm. Relax both shoulders and release any tension you're holding in your neck. Relax your jaw. And relax the space across your cheekbones, across the bridge of your nose. Relax along your eyebrows, your left temple, your right temple. Release any tension you're holding in your forehead and allow any remaining tension to float out through the top of your head with your next breath. Until you hear my voice again. Rest. Begin to deepen your breathing. Invite some gentle movement back into your body. Gradually welcome larger movements, beginning to wake the body back up. And when you feel ready, you can roll over to your favorite side. And begin to make your way back up to a seated position. There's no rush. Thank you so much for sharing your Thursday evening with me. I'd love to speak a blessing over you as you get ready to go. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May you know his face shines upon you. And may you have peace. Oh, I'm so glad. You know, I did not know what I wanted to teach tonight. It's Keith and Kristen Getty. Is it Keith and Kristen Getty? No, it's not. It's Christy Nockels. It's Christy Nockels, and it's on her album that's like subtitled Songs for Rest. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. I love that song. She has a couple her three most recent albums that have been like lullabies, and I've always liked her music, but I love those lullaby albums. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where do you get your music? Do you listen to your music through a streaming service? Okay, yeah, me neither. I'll shoot it to you on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yes. No. Right. Yes. Yes. Disney piano. That's right. Absolutely, my pleasure. Yeah, this is my fifth class this week, and I just thought my brain is out of